You ain't heard of shit like that. Working all night, you know shit like that. Cutting people off, you know shit like that. Not enough money, but I spend it anyway.
What's going on, guys? My name is Noah, but you can call me King No. Thanks for stopping by the channel, and today was a snow day for me, so I didn't have to go to school. I actually woke up at 6:30 this morning. I went to the bathroom to just wash up and get ready for the day. And then my mom, she knocked on the door and she was like, "Noah, you don't have to go anywhere. It's no school today." And I was like, "Oh, awesome. Let's go." So I went right back to bed. I couldn't go to sleep for some reason. I mean, usually whenever I'm up, I just have trouble going back to sleep. So I ended up staying in bed on my phone for about 2.5 hours, and I got up around 9. So I went outside and I looked out in the window. There was just snow everywhere. And I mean, to my surprise, the snow actually didn't look really that bad. It was not like the snowstorm that happened in New York about a week ago. That was absolutely crazy. It was like 2.5 feet of snow. It was super annoying, and it just made transportation just really annoying. So the snow wasn't that bad overall. I'm sorry if I upload this a little bit late. I'm dealing with some technical difficulties right now, and I'm having a little bit of trouble with my computer. I don't want to go too much into detail, but it basically, you know, wasted about 2.5 hours of my time. Absolutely ridiculous, but I'm pretty close to solving the situation, so I may or may not talk about it in another video, but let's get right into today's story. So this story happened about a week ago during midterms, and during midterms I was super stressed out, but because I was hanging out with my friends and all that stuff, you know, they just alleviate some of the stress. You can always talk to them, have a good laugh, and just have a great time and make light of any situation. My stepdad drove me to school, and he had to go to work because he's a principal. So he dropped me off about 40 minutes before the test started. So I had about 25 minutes to kill before they would actually let me in the building. So I went to the bagel shop and I was just chilling there. Long story short, I took my morning test and that stuff was over. I got it over with. And then I just went to hang out with my friends because we were all gonna go get lunch together. So on our way walking to this pizza shop near our school, we're just hanging out, we're cracking jokes and stuff like that. And then these kids, like, they just start hurling snowballs at each other as a joke, I guess. Like, not my friends, just some other people, like outside our circle and outside our squad, you know what I mean? Just throwing snowballs at each other for fun because there was snow all over the place. The snowstorm had happened about a couple of days ago, and I guess people were trying to have fun in the middle of all the stress of the midterms and shit like that. And then my friends saw everyone throwing snowballs, and they decided to start throwing snowballs. So one of my friends, I'm gonna name him Chris, he takes a snowball and he shoves it up my friend's mouth randomly just to fuck with him. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck, man? And he took it way too far. I don't know what was going on in his head, but this kid literally shoved a snowball up this guy's mouth. And obviously, you know, it was a joke, so my friend went to him and he went up to him and he was like, "Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to, like, shove it up your mouth." I don't know what he was talking about. That was total bullshit. But this kid, he had freaking saliva dropping out of his mouth because I don't know what was in that snowball, but seriously, so fucked up. Like, dude, if you're watching this, you know who you are. Don't shove snowballs in people's mouths because that's super fucked up. And I'm actually pretty surprised that he even talks to you anymore. Let's get on with the story. So we're in the pizza shop and we're just chilling there. We've got about an hour to kill, so we're just cracking jokes. And then I started playing Rucka Rucka Ali randomly. If you guys don't know who he is, he's a guy who makes parody songs. They can be considered a little bit racist, but it's all jokes and fun. He doesn't actually mean it towards the people that he's talking about, so I find them pretty funny. And so I was showing my friends the latest video that he made. He made a parody song about Star Wars, hilarious as fuck. And eventually we got kicked out because we were there for about 40 minutes, and so we walked back to the school, and then we were just standing at the school just waiting for them to let us back in the building. So eventually a snowball fight broke out again between a bunch of kids. Like, these kids just started hurling snowballs out of nowhere. I actually pulled out my phone and I started recording it. It was pretty funny. These kids were just hurling snowballs. This guy's glasses got knocked off. It was just crazy. Like,
Don't talk at me, I'm not in this. Yo. That shit hurt right in the face.
The snowballs were icy too, so if you got hit with that shit, it must have hurt because, like, this guy, he got hit in the head. So eventually the snowball fight got up to the point where the dean showed up and he just pulled out his phone and he started recording everyone throwing snowballs because shit was getting crazy. And obviously you couldn't catch them one by one, so he decided to record it in order to just look at the faces, report them later, and just throw them in, I guess, detention or suspension or whatever might happen later. I think most of them just got detention because hurling snowballs isn't really that big of a deal, but I'll never really know for sure. But after that, they let us in. They didn't, like, have people wait outside anymore because I guess they knew a snowball fight would just break out or some crazy shit like that. So I guess if you don't want your school to just make you stand outside in the freezing cold with dirty snow all over the place, I guess the best thing to do is just hurl snowballs. And I guess one of the administrators to take notice and just realize that they fucked up, and then they'll just let everyone inside after throwing a couple of kids in detention. So thank you guys for listening to this pretty crazy story. We're almost at 400 subscribers. Holy shit, that is insane. Thank you guys so much for the support, and have a fantastic day. Peace.